So ESPN released a ranking of the top 10 rookies of all time. They released that, and I will say, from what I've seen, it doesn't seem too bad. I've seen where some of the rankings are, and hopefully all is okay. But anyway, before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 34.5k, hopefully by tip-off. If we could do that, that would be insane. But also, obviously, this is the article right here. Also, if you guys are interested in some merch, I know some people have been enjoying, a lot of people have ordered it, and hopefully it's good. Should be good quality. Reviews on the site I'm using are good. And obviously, if you guys want something similar to a league hoodie with a slightly altered image of R22, it's on that. The prices are as cheap as possible because shipping isn't free, and I'm making the minimum profit. I'm just think it's kind of a cool thing to have. But Caitlin Clark was born in 2002. What relevance is that? A lot of people in the rookie class grew up loving the league. They speak of a lot of memories of their childhood that were spent at WNBA games or a specific player they love. Don't know if being a fan makes you more proud in the WNBA, maybe from a standpoint of really knowing how good this league is. Okay, so we're looking at the top 10 rookies anyway. Okay, so I'm going to really quickly zoom to the end. Damn. Zoom. That should get me out of the 10. That should get me out. Okay, Rickea Jackson, there we go. Angel Reese at 10? You put Angel Reese behind Sue Bird and Simone Augustus? Or ahead of Sue Bird and Simone Augustus? Sue Bird made the all WNBA first team. She made the all WNBA first team. Augustus averaged 22 a game. I understand wanting to put Angel Reese there, but not 10. Not 10. Angel Reese has been great, and that's the worst part about this. This is like the Paige Beckers video from yesterday, where it's like, I said Paige Becker's going to be set up to fail because people are going to expect her to be Caitlin Clark, and she's not as good as Caitlin. Nothing to do with, Paige Beckers not being good. I said it, Paige Beckers is going to be a top 20 rookie of all time. She's just not going to be Caitlin Clark, and people are going to be upset she's not Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese as well. This is the thing. It's she's brilliant, and people are going to argue with this. She's been brilliant. She's not a top 10 rookie of all time. The lowest draft selection of any of the top 10. But Reese was a huge success at rebounder. She was. Sue Bird was all WNBA first team. No, if I don't see Elena Delle Donne on this list, I'm going to snap. But Tina Charles, 2010. She won back-to-back titles at UConn for being number one pick. Until Reese, she had the highest rebounding average. She averaged 15.5, 11.7 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 2 two blocks a game is impressive. Charles went on to win the league's MVP 2 years later. Now at Atlanta, she the center ranked second to Taurasi in scoring. She's been exceptional. She's been great this season. And obviously, as a rookie, Tina Charles is incredible. I don't mind this. I don't mind, she's obviously ahead of Reese. I'd be shocked if she's only 9, though. I thought there would be better players. But Sue Bird not in the top 10 is blasphemy. Taurasi at 8. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. I would have considered maybe putting Tina Charles above Taurasi, though. Number one pick from UConn when the guard won 3. But again, look, I vaguely remember young Tina Charles. I do remember Taurasi being the best player in the league. Look, I'm just kind of judging by stuff I've researched on this league. Look, I really started watching the WNBA in 2013. So I don't know too much about these rookie seasons. So my opinion on this, there are probably people who have better opinions of these rookie seasons. But from a statistical and impact point of view, I think you could argue Tina Charles over. But Taurasi was named Rookie of the Year and won first of 6 Olympic gold medals. The Mercury missed the playoffs that year, but won their first WNBA title in 2007. In all, Taurasi's 3 championships, the Mercury. But what does that have to do with her rookie season? How is Elena Delle Donne 7? I'm sorry, she was 3rd in MVP voting. I'm pretty sure. Jeez, the rain's bad. Rain's bad out here. Sorry if you guys can hear it. But she had more time to adjust because she didn't play in a power conference in college. If people question whether or not it would take her more time to adjust, she obviously played in Delaware. And no, she was the Rookie of the Year I know Skylar Diggins didn't live up to it in her rookie year initially, but that was a hyped rookie class. And again, look, this was when I started watching. This was 16-year-old Mick. Just finished transition year in school. If you're not Irish, you don't know what year that is. Absolutely obsessed with basketball. I think I was with the national. Was I with my national team at the time? I might have been, but with dreams of playing in the pro basketball here. Obviously that didn't really pan out. But I just watch any basketball on, and it was that rookie year. So big fan. Like maybe some bias because it was the biggest year that I watched WNBA as a rookie, but I think Elena Delle Donne. I think Elena Delle Donne isn't like not quite Caitlin Clark, but as a rookie, I would put her closer to top 3, to be honest. At number 6, you got Stewie. Stewie at 6. Okay. Coming off 4 consecutive NCAA titles at UConn, where she became the Storm's second number 1 pick after Jewel Lloyd. During Stewie's rookie season, the forward followed in the footsteps of Parker and Taurasi by winning an Olympic gold. How she made that team over Neko Wumake is beyond me. But look at these stats. 18, nearly 10, 3.5 assists, and 2 blocks a game. She was every bit as advertised. She was one of the best defensive players in the W when it happened. She has been exceptional. She was absolutely exceptional that year, and she's been exceptional for her career. So I'll say it is like Breanna Stewart at 6 has to be low. So who's obviously ahead of Breanna Stewart? Tamika Catchings, obviously. Candace Parker, obviously. My prediction is going to be, it should be Parker 1. Parker 1, Clark 2, Moore 3, Catchings 4. Who's 5? Who could be 5? Just off the top of my head, trying to think. If you put A'ja Wilson 5, I might break something. If they put A'ja Wilson 5, I genuinely might break something. Oh my god, they put A'ja Wilson at 5. Oh my god, she shot like 40% from the field. They got the number 1 pick the next year. Oh my god. I don't have anything here that's cheap enough to want to break, so let me just aggressively throw a half-filled bottle of water at the chair. That might work. 5. A'ja Wilson at 5. I'm sorry, she might be one of the greatest of all time. She was the middle of 3. You see this? She was the second of 3 consecutive number 1 picks. The second of 3 consecutive number 1 picks. You know why the Storm didn't get 3 consecutive number 1 picks? Do you want to know why? Do you know why? Because Breanna Stewart was too good. She was, there's no way. There's no way to just put A'ja Wilson at number 5. A'ja Wilson didn't have a better rookie year than Sue Bird. A'ja Wilson, I'm not entirely sure. I get it, she had the points. I'm not entirely sure A'ja Wilson had a better rookie year than Angel Reese. Like, she was an all-star. She made the all-rookie team. She didn't even make an all-W team. Or an all-defensive team. She didn't make an all-defensive team or an all-W team. Breanna Stewart was all-W second team and all-defensive team. This is disrespectful. Look, A'ja Wilson, when it's all said and done, might be the GOAT. This is disrespectful to Stewie. This is so disrespectful to Elena Delle Donne as a rookie. That is so disrespectful. She shot 40% from the field. She set the record for most times blocked in a season. I'm not joking. She set the record for most times blocked in a season. She cannot be 5. Like, she just can't be 5. Like, the Seattle Storm in 2016 were the third. I know they had a negative record, but they were the 3rd seed in their conference. They were what? They were in the playoffs. They were in the lottery again. The Aces were in the lottery again with A'ja. But Maya Moore 4. Stats-wise, cool. But, like, Maya Moore was also all WNBA as a rookie, wasn't she? I think Maya Moore was... Where was she in the MVP voting? Like, she wasn't all W. I don't know why I thought she was all W as a rookie. But she did win a championship. Yeah, she helped them win a championship and then obviously won 4 of them. 4 of them in, 8 years in the league, so that is impressive. And it did help. It helped that she was playing with Simone Augustus and Lindsay Whalen. It's not like they weren't a top team without her. But yeah. Give her 4. So Catchings 3. That's harsh. Like, that's really harsh. Like, you see the way we talk about Breanna Stewart. Breanna Stewart, yeah. She was the second number 1 overall pick in a row with Jewel Lloyd, and the team had Sue Bird. They were still sub 500. A'ja Wilson was the second number 1 overall pick after Kelsey Plum, and they were sub 500 and in the lottery. Caitlin Clark was the second consecutive number 1 overall pick. The team started off 1-8. They were one of the most horribly constructed rosters outside of Kelsey Mitchell and Leah Boston. And they're now going to end the season plus 500. Catchings is 2. I don't hate Catchings as 2. But this seems like a whole, we're putting Catchings 2 so that we don't have to say Caitlin Clark's the best Fever rookie ever. But like, but turnovers, Caitlin Clark is going to lead the WNBA in turnovers every single year of her career. Caitlin Clark could win 7 consecutive championships. She's not going to, but let's just say hypothetically the Fever wins 7 consecutive championships. Caitlin Clark is going to lead the league in turnovers in every single one of those championships. She's going to lead the playoffs in turnovers in every single one of those championships. She is a literal, like, if you're complaining about the turnovers, she is like, she does the spectacular. If she could, would I rather see that turnover number below 5? Ideally, yes. Ideally, she's a little bit careless with the ball. But without the high turnovers, you don't get the high assists, you don't get the system, you don't get the pace of play. Like, there are so many times where she turns the ball over, where it's because of the pace of play. Maybe she's too fast. She's been too fast for her teammates. But her being too fast for her teammates, the reason they can play at a pace of play. And this is so much less of a factor than you think. Yes, down the stretch, costly turnovers can make a difference, like the one against Minnesota, but the turnovers per game, not that turnovers help, but the turnovers are a symptom of are a product of a system, and the system helps. Tamika Catchings 2, fair enough. Like, it was technically her second season, but we'll move on. She led the Fever to the first playoff appearance. She had 9.2 win shares, the most ever by a rookie. I don't exactly know what win shares means. Like, we've seen Caitlin Clark, as far as win shares, like, not even be top 20 at times. I don't know what it means. She's a 5-time defensive player of the year. Yeah, Tamika Catchings might be the GOAT, but, and I don't know how I feel about, like, Candace Parker. Look, by default, Candace Parker's number 1, but is Wes Unseld the best NBA rookie of all time? Parker's the only rookie of the year to win MVP in the same season. The number 1 draft pick was coming off back-to-back championships, Tennessee, and was immediately a force in WNBA. Olympic gold medalist. She was exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. You can see she averaged 18.5, 9.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 2.3 blocks. An exceptional defender, and I don't hate her at number 1. But, like, the improvement the Sparks made year on year was not the same as the improvement. Look, I would argue, for me, I think you can argue any of more Catchings, Clark, and Candace Parker, and I would be edging for Caitlin number 1. I don't hate her at 3. The only problem with this list is AJ Wilson at 5. Like, this is hilarious. Like, Aaliyah Boston not even be an honorable mention. Aaliyah Boston should be, like, Sue Bird. Realistically, the list should be, look, I don't even argue, let's not argue the top 4. Let's just say the top 4 is fine as it is, because they are the 4 best, and I think you can make arguments to put them in whatever order you want. They have been the 4 best rookies of all time. And I think most people will just say Candace Parker because she was the MVP. At the same time, people don't argue Wes Unseld's the greatest rookie in NBA history. After that, it is probably Sue Bird at 5. I'll keep Stewie at 6. Stewie at 6 makes sense. No. I'll go those 4. I'll go Elena Deladon at 5. I'll go, surprisingly enough, I was like low on Stewie at 6, but I'll go Sue Bird 6. I'll go Stewie 7. Give me Tina Charles 8, Taurasi 9, and Augustus 10, maybe? I'd maybe go with something like that. And then for honorable mentions, I'd have Aaliyah Boston in my honorable mentions. AJ would be in my honorable mentions. It'd be like Aaliyah Boston, AJ Wilson would be honorable mentions. Ryan Howard would be in the honorable mentions. Angel Reese would be in the honorable mentions. And I don't know enough about some of the other rookie seasons. And Enrique would probably be in the honorable mentions too, because like the just sheer amount of points Enrique scored. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. They didn't really disrespect Caitlin Clark. I think 3 I don't think this will age well. Like, some of these, like, I think people have like the AJ Wilson one. This is not based on her rookie year. This is based on how well she's done, and people looked at the stats. Like, this is based on how A'ja Wilson is now, because no one would have said in 2018 that A'ja Wilson was a top 5 rookie of all time. But I think that this is going to be one of those ones when it comes to Caitlin Clark that she's going to have such a good career that in a couple of years, when she wins a couple of championships, wins a few MVPs, people are going to say she was the greatest rookie of all time, and it was just the only reason she didn't win MVP was because A'ja Wilson existed, which is the truth of it all. If there was a player putting up 27 and 12 in 2008, Candace Parker was not winning MVP. And look, like Elena Dellon, I think was like third in MVP voting with 18 and what did she average? 18 and 5. I think she was third in MVP or something as a rookie. I could be wrong with that, but she was near thereabouts all W first team.